You've done it. You've opened up the magic case, because yesterday I came up with a premise that I wanted to share with you.
Oh, okay.
You will be the second person I've ever shared this with.
All right, let's do it.
So, if you've read Gibbon's Fall and Decline of the Roman Empire,
I've thumbed through it and read passages. I have not read the whole thing.
Right, it's quite an interesting read. But so in the second half, like after the Roman Empire falls, the Western Roman Empire, the Eastern Roman Empire went on for like another 900 years.
Byzantium.
And it's like this. So during that period, what they did was they're having these barbarians, these crazy dudes up north that are just bad dudes. They're bad, and it's like
Ostrogoths and
just Huns, and it's like so the story is the Roman delegation goes out to negotiate with these guys, and they're like, we're not going to give you your money, and what do you say to that? And it's like they get the response is 3 arrows. Okay, one has a sparrow, one has a frog, and one has a mouse, and these were shot from horseback. And these are your present. And it's like, your money will be right here. So what they had was external barbarians being paid not to invade, right? So they're paying tribute to the local chieftains, so the chieftains don't get irritable enough to come do bad things to my empire. Okay, so what has occurred in this revolution with democracy is internalization of the barbarians, and now they're demanding more pay. That's what it looks like to me.
Here's the thing. I'm not saying that this is true. I'm just a thought here, and I'm not sure where I stand on it, but this may be worth playing out somewhat. Why do we assume that democracy is an a priori good?
That's right. It's a god.
But it's like I'm not saying that it's not right to like empower people to have a say in that stake in their, governance, or whatever. Right. What I'm saying is, are we so sure that democracy is the best way to ensure that interests are promoted effectively? It's like, well, let's look.
True. That's a very good question. And it's like, okay, let's say it's a question.
Yeah, I think it's
is this true? Is the question. How do we find out if it's answered properly? How do we answer the question? How do you evaluate that mechanism?
So I have another little side project, but I don't know if it's ever going to be serious, but I call it political warfare technology. And so basically everything from like everybody, 700,000 people going to vote for Congress to elect one representative, that's a form of political technology.
Yes.
A filibuster in the Senate is a form of political technology. Yep. An appointment, and so basically political technology is designed to mediate conflicts between divergent interests and desires. And so political tools are the way that we mediate them. And democracy and democratic principles are a tool in the toolbox to resolve disparate conflicts.
Right, so Doolittle talks about it as a marketplace for resolution or negotiation of interests which are at variance with one another.
I think that's right. Because think about it. Like people always complain like, Congressman so-and-so is terrible. And it's like the only candidate who will ever be perfect for you is you.
That's right.
And so what we have, the way that our political technology works right now is we try to divine like the most preferred individual amongst the 700,000.
Oh my.
A majority. And they are then empowered with implementing what they view to be in the best interest of their constituents. And so the question is simply a flat up and down vote by a group of 700,000 people an efficient way to actually resolve the political divergences in that body politic? Is that leading to resolution and diffusion of tension, or is it leading to increase of tension and potential for bad outcomes?
Well, that's interesting in the light of the recent changes in media. As the media becomes activist and biased, and seems to be getting seeking clickbait through promotion of emotional outbursts of angry nature.
If it
right?
bleeds, it leads.
That's it. So it's like generating outrage and madness as a commercial activity, right? In the body politic.
I don't think that they are intending to create the like residual psychological disturbances. I think what they're doing is they're doing what is the most efficient way to retain their seat in office, which is in a democratically elected position.
Oh no, I'm thinking of the media themselves, not the politicians.
Oh, I mean, I would say they're all in a criminal syndicate, but the media writ large. No, I think so. This comes back down. This is another iteration of the fundamental divide here, and the fundamental worldview divide. If you're a journalist with biases and you believe in objective reality and truth,
oh my,
there's a difference in output than a bias. I think everybody's biased, and everybody will be biased, and it's impossible for anyone who claims they're not biased is a fool, because they are. However, when you have unmoored yourself and your output, which is supposed to be reporting facts, when you have unmoored...
Oh, that's interesting right there. Supposed to be, right? Depends who's doing the supposing.
No, I think that's true, but I think that they would say that even the people that are making up stuff and whatever in the media, they believe that they're doing the truth too. It's just there is no truth to which any of us can refer to validate.
Okay, so see, this is interesting because it's like this. It's like goes to the subjective over the objective, which is the diode. I talked about the diode, right? So this is subjective over objective and objective over subjective, and it's like never the two shall meet. These are mutually antagonistic, necessarily oppositional intuitions, one of which must dominate the social landscape. And it's like this. We are now, the subjective appears to have superseded the objective, which is the cause of much misery on my point, because I have suffered greatly for falsely believing the objective superseded the subjective.
Are you saying in the current paradigm or in the abstract ideal world? I think in our current paradigm, I agree with you, but
that's the current paradigm. The abstract ideal world is where I don't have to suffer so much. That's my theory.
Sure, the grass is always greener in the utopian side of the street.
Well, no. The issue is this is like so that's why
I'm just poking you.
I know it's like I appreciate that, but it's like that's why I spent the last 5 years doing research and trying to understand while I knuckled under and sucked it up, Buttercup.
So remember we got in. So a few years ago, I got into studying postmodernism.
Right.
And this postmodern versus modern divide is literally just another instantiation of objective versus subjective basis of reality.
Right. This is interesting because the modern would be like your grandfather. He's modern liberal.
No, I'm not talking philosophy.
No, I'm just talking about just intuitional, attitudinally. He believes it's objective over subjective, and they've inverted this polarity and convinced him that nothing is new under the sun. And so he doesn't recognize what's actually occurring because it's like, it's outside the realm of possibility. Because it's like, you got to be kidding me. Because look, I ask him some questions. I go, only white people can be racist. And he goes, I'll never believe that. I go, okay, I'm just saying what's going on. It's like, nobody's saying that. I'm like, okay. Right, I'm like this. It is like this. Just try to keep your hat on and remain calm by this silliness going on, because it's like they can't hear you because it's like the things you're saying are so outrageous. It's like the reality of the situation cannot strike home because I feel like coming through the appropriate channels, and you're too invective about it with your verbiage.
People like to be led, and so what's happened is, like, the people who are used to being led based on outbursts of feelings or expression of emotion or whatever, if the media and the politicians on one side of the aisle are shielding you from outrageous things, but you're used to saying, oh, if there's something outrageous, they're going to tell me, and then you're presented with something that's outrageous that they're doing, and you haven't been
previously informed,
right? And so then I can see. I mean, it's like
it's invalidation through inappropriate channel of information acquisition.
No, it's the human consciousness is in part a set of blinders.
Yeah. Oh, it's hugely. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Best Medicine Podcast with Bradley H. Werrell, D.O. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe below, either over there or over there. Also, if you're interested in a medical consultation with myself, there's also information below.